Hey everybody, this is Hill, and we're going to be taking a closer look at the CrackDown 2 trailer that was shown at E3 2009. It was a really quick trailer, but there's actually a lot of stuff that is hidden in this trailer that people might not have picked up on. And in fact, we're just going to go ahead and jump right back to the beginning just to show something here. So if you look at this, it starts off, you notice the honeycomb pattern on the left-hand side of the screen. This is actually going to be picked up throughout the trailer. You'll see honeycomb patterns actually on the agency's outfits and in a couple other spots. So if you just keep your eyes open, you're going to see that repeated. And of course, this starts off looking like a nervous system, but as we play the trailer, it actually shows that this is the city itself. And that's because Ruffian Games, the guys who are making the sequel, just want you to know that the city itself is sort of like a character, like it was in the first game. And another important thing to note, right away you see 4 agents on top of the agency tower, and yes, the agency tower is back. You're back again in Pacific City sometime in the future after the first game. But it's significant that there are 4 guys here because there is going to be 4-player co-op this time around. And it's also important to note, you can see the main agent here has actually got some binoculars, something you didn't have in the first game, and we're assuming that you're going to be able to use during the game itself. And you also notice that they actually have some different looking armor this time around. These guys are a little bit more powered up than they were in the first game. So we pause the action for a second. You can actually get a really good look at the back of this agent. He's got a brand new gun here. It's really kind of cool, long gun. It's not necessarily a sniper rifle, and of course he's going to use this towards the end of the trailer. But it's also important to note that as he's jumping off the agency tower, if you look down below, you can actually see some green orbs. Those are agility orbs, of course. Those are all back in the game. You can see at least 6 in this shot alone, and you'll see a couple more as the trailer goes along. Now, we're pretty sure that this jump all the way from the top of the agency tower to the ground would still kill you in CrackDown 2, but we like to think that maybe it won't. But you know, there's still got to be some peril for you in the game. And you also notice too, as the agent lands, he starts running, gets some super speed. It does give a hint that maybe there's going to be some new powers that you're going to gain in this game. We're not really sure where you're going to begin off in terms of your power level when the game starts off, or you know, what kind of new powers you might earn. But some cool stuff probably is in store for you. Now we see that he's chasing this guy, but actually this character is going to look a little bit more scared of something that's chasing him, not so much the agent that's going after him.
Our enemies have nowhere to run.
So an important thing to note in this part of the trailer actually is that the first game is really about spray and pray kind of gameplay, where you just kind of go in there, you hold the trigger down, you shoot a lot, you hope you kill a guy. But the trailer here shows very clearly he's not in a sniper mode at all, but he's got a gun where he can have precise aim and do 1 bullet and kill a guy, which is pretty important. But the most significant part of the trailer is coming up, because there's something coming out of that manhole there, and it's not something good. Now, there was a storyline with an infection element in the first game, and it seems like that's going to be a bigger part. And as you can see from the shadows, something really crazy has come out of the ground. Some people originally said zombies. Probably not going to be a zombie. Probably something worse than that. But the agent actually is clearly frightened, because he was calm and cool, collected when he was chasing that one guy, but all of a sudden he just kind of goes apeshit and actually has to blow up a barrel and seems almost to kill himself in the process of doing that. So there's a couple other things we can point out in this trailer that people might want to see. One thing, this character here, we don't know if he's actually important or not, but note that they do give his birth date, his name. He might actually have some kind of role actually in the game, and might not just be some guy you randomly chase down just in a trailer. Also important to note, now we don't know if this is significant or not, but it is a full moon out, nighttime in the city, full moon out, and some sort of werewolf-like creature does appear in the shadows. Not sure if that's going to actually play a role, or if maybe that's just a visual effect to it. And again, you can see another agility orb there, nice and green. And we actually talked to Ruffian, and they told us that they're going to make sure that it's not totally impossible to find all the orbs this time around. It'll be a little bit less frustrating than it was in the first game. So that is really honestly just a really quick look at CrackDown 2 and what it has in store. This game's not coming out until spring of 2010 at the earliest, but this trailer certainly gives us a lot of stuff to think about and a lot of stuff to look forward to. For more on CrackDown 2, you can actually read our interview, which is up now on IGN.com.
Our enemies have nowhere to run.